Okay, we're not going to talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to personal branding for entrepreneurship in the online space. All right. Whether that is you are network marketing, you are an affiliate marketer, you are someone who has your own coaching model, program, goods, services, products, any of those kinds of things. All right. We're actually going to talk about the sheep in the room, the black sheep. All right. This black sheep concept that we cannot branch out and do our own thing, even though you've heard a million times be your own brand yourself, had your own value, have your own niche, do this and do that and have your own thing, right? You've heard it a million times, and yet this concept of literally being your own unique human is a little terrifying, right? And you're like, I'm not afraid of that, Chelsea. Like, I would love to figure that out. I would love to actually clearly see what that's supposed to look like for me, but I don't know what that is, right? And so one thing that we have to do in order to find that space and that lane that is truly and uniquely ours is we first actually have to admit that we are truly and uniquely made. Okay, so bear with me for a second here, because a lot of the times when we talk about be your own black sheep, right? People are like, oh, but a black sheep is alone. They're by themselves. Oh my goodness. Here's the thing. That's not true, right? The black sheep can still live in the herd. They're just the person who actually doesn't care that they're doing it differently because they were created differently. All right. So when you think about your, best friend in the whole world, somebody who runs a business alongside you, someone you admire in your area and lane of business space, right? Like, you are not the same as them, right? And so, like, the skill sets that they have and the skill sets that you have may be similar, right? Because you're doing something similar, but the gifts that you each have to offer to the area of expertise that is yours will never be the same, okay? Their experiences, not the same as your experiences. Their perspectives, not the same as your perspective. Their thoughts, actions, like know-how, knowledge, like how they process and move like things together to complete a picture, not the same. All right. Do me a favor, okay? Think back to a couple of times when you're like, man, when I think back on my life, this is really cool, right? Like, this is one of the coolest things maybe I've ever done. This was just a great experience, was just something really like big and highlight, like kind of stamp on your timeline moment. Okay? Got something? Now, tell me this. If you were your best friend, your sister, your mom, your, boss, like someone, you love, admire, all the things, would you have still gotten that thing? Or is it because you are who you are and you went after what you went after that got you that experience? Right? Would they have enjoyed the experience the same way you would have? No. Would they have like moved and taken away the same things from that experience that created the next steps and the next catalyst and the next moving parts? No. So why would it be any different when it comes to creating a personal brand in your business? Okay. And this is where, and I'm just going to say it, this is where people get really caught up in content creation, niching. Hi, like, everyone, your niche is not the same as everyone else's. And even if it is the same, how you serve them and how you speak to them is not the same, because you are your own black sheep. Like, your gift is so different than anyone else's gift, and how you define your gift is different than how anyone else could possibly ever describe their gift. How I describe a black sheep is not the same as any other person's experience with that feeling, those words, that shift in that language, right? And so what I want you guys to really start to feel and see is how you really get to have this ability to ebb and flow and move in and out like who you are without this constriction. I mean, just like think about like water and, how this just like flow, right? Water does not care about its container, right? Like, it can take a container if you force it into one, but it does not care about its container. And water creates such beautiful, powerful things that we get the opportunity to enjoy just because it simply is. All right. And that is how I want you to start looking at your business, right? When you attack your business from a true place of alignment, this true space, like inside your passion, purpose, potential of who you are and why you are who you are, you genuinely start to get to achieve purely based off of your alignment. Okay. We do not find alignment in who we are by achievements. Okay. Say that again. We do not find our alignment through our achievements. Okay. We find achievements through alignment. And that is where actual real life balance exists. That's how we actually don't feel burnt out. That's how we can actually pivot and fluidly move from one thing to the next and without feeling like we're putting on, well, here's my parenting hat for the day. Well, here's my business hat for the day. Well, here's my other business hat for the day. No, we don't have to live in these like segmented chunks of like, oh, this is one thing, this is another thing, this is this. Like, let me, like weigh everything against my to-do list. Life does not have to be like that. Okay. When you genuinely embrace that you get to be who you are in your life, in your business, in your brand, you genuinely find your own 2 feet to stand on, or 4 feet if we're using a sheep metaphor, it's fine. Right? You genuinely find your own legs to stand on. And when you find that, you start to take this alignment and it creates authority because you're actually speaking about things that you are gifted in, skilled in, knowledgeable in, actually want to talk about, and can actually serve people from that place in that space, which allows you to project the authority that genuinely attracts people in to the business model that you want them to come into. Okay, so please stop running from the shit that makes you stand out. All right, be your own black sheep.